Hey guys, it's Josh McDonald here. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about how you create your life through the blueprints that you've created. So what a blueprint is something that you think in your mind, words and thoughts and pictures that you create in your mind that then become a belief that you've created. And once you've created that belief and turned it into a blueprint, then your body, your mind and body will constantly work together to fulfill that blueprint. So blueprints become self-fulfilling prophecies. And I think it's easiest to share a couple of examples of some common blueprints that I've seen in some of the clients that I've worked with. And that way it will help you to understand what a blueprint is and how it might be impacting your life. So some of the common blueprints that I see are, my family are always sick, therefore I am sick. And this sort of blueprint goes back to your genetics and what's in your DNA. And people tend to think that what is in their DNA is, if there's cholesterol that runs in their family, then they will get cholesterol. Yes, they're more likely to get cholesterol if they eat wrong, if they eat foods that are high cholesterol foods. But if they're not eating high cholesterol foods, if they're eating a very clean diet, they're no more likely to get cholesterol than anyone else. So it plays a role, but it's not necessarily something that is a definite for them. But having that blueprint of my family's always sick is going to create those situations for you where you are going to become sick. It might create a pattern in your mind where you eat the wrong foods. It might create stress in your life where you start to get stomach ulcers and you start to get stress headaches. Another common blueprint that I see, actually a lot of common blueprints that I see come from the I'm not enough belief. So one of them might be, I'm not strong enough to go through that again. When someone's been through a really difficult breakup or a really toxic relationship and they think to themselves, I'm not strong enough to go through that again, it then becomes a blueprint for them. And then anytime that they find a partner or find someone that they're attracted to, the person that they're attracted to is similar in nature to the person that they were attracted to before. And which means that they reinforce for themselves that they're not strong enough to go through this again because they believe that they're going to go through those same, the same hurt, the same heartache that they went through in the previous relationship. And what they find themselves attracted to is a person that they can walk away from, a person that they do know that they're not strong enough to be in a relationship with that type of person again. And so they're able to walk away from it more easily. So they've created that blueprint of, I'm not strong enough to go through that again, therefore I'm going to forever be single. Another one from the I'm not enough family is, I'm not brave enough. I'm not brave enough to ask for that raise. I do all of this work and I'm probably the number one employee in this workplace, but I'm just not brave enough to ask for that raise. And they will never ask for that raise and they'll be stuck in that loop of always overachieving, always over-delivering, but never being compensated for the work that they're doing. Another one in similar vein is, I don't deserve this praise. This is just, I've just done what I've been paid to do. I've just done my job. I don't deserve this praise. And these sorts of people are the ones that generally go above and beyond. They are the ones who work overtime. They go into the office when they're not needed. They might cancel holiday plans or come back early if they're needed early, and will constantly think to themselves, well, I don't deserve this praise. I'm just doing what it is that I get paid to do. I'm just doing my job. And what those people will tend to find is, once they've created that blueprint of, I don't deserve this praise, they'll then find that people stop praising them. And then they'll start to get frustrated. They'll start to get annoyed. They'll start to get upset that people are no longer praising them for the work that they're doing. But all along they've been telling themselves and they've been telling the people around them that they don't deserve this praise. It's just something that is part of their job. A big one, a big belief that turns into a blueprint is, I can't handle whatever it is. I can't handle that. The music's too loud. I can't handle that. Or there's cake over there. My body can't handle that. This belief, this thought that becomes a blueprint is probably one of the biggest ones. And I'll actually give you a phrase that you can use to turn that around. If you've already turned this into a belief or into a blueprint of yours, there's one phrase that I can give you that will help you turn that around. And that phrase is, I have phenomenal coping abilities. Anytime that you hear yourself say, I can't do that, think to yourself, no, actually, I have phenomenal coping abilities. If I wanted to, I could do it. Another one, oh, this is a big one. This is one that I fell into a lot when I was in corporate. It is, if I don't do it, then someone else is going to do it and they're going to do it wrong. So it's just easier for me to do it right the first time. This one is a huge one for a lot of overachievers, is that they could do the work better than anyone else that they were to farm the work out to. And here's the thing, that might be true. But if you were to take on everything, if you were to do everything because you're the best person at doing it, then you're always going to be stuck being the person that does it. If you hand it on to someone else to do, and then you need to help them fix it, then yes, you probably spent just as much time helping them fix it as if you had done it yourself in the first place. But then the next time that you need it done, you can then rely on that person again. And you may need to help them fix it again, but eventually over time, they're going to do it to a standard that you can do, and potentially even a standard that's a little bit better than what you could do. I learnt this back when I was in McDonald's and I was learning how to become a manager, and I was learning how to run shifts as a manager. And one of the things that I was told was that I had to put my hands in my pockets and that I wasn't allowed to do anything. I was only allowed to direct. And this was a huge learning opportunity for me, because yes, I could have been the person that was able to make the fries the best. Yes, I could have been the person that was able to take orders the best. Yes, I was the person that could make the best burgers, make them the fastest. Yes, I was the person that could clean the dining room the best. Yes, I was the person that could take multiple orders on the drive-through when you've got someone at the speaker box and someone at your window and you can communicate with both at the same time. Yes, I was the person that was fastest at getting the orders for the drive-through. But could I have done all of that by myself with no one else in the store? Absolutely not. I needed to learn how to rely on other people. And the more that you create this blueprint for yourself that no one else can do what I can do, therefore I need to do it, the harder that life becomes for you. Because the more things that you pick up that need to be done, and the more things that you're less likely to give up, the more things that you're less likely to ask for help on. So life becomes a struggle because of that. And the last one that I wanted to share with you, that's a common one, is all of my work needs to be perfect. And until it's perfect, that means that no one is going to see it. This belief that you're the person who creates the best content, you're the person who develops the best presentations, you're the person who's the best at your job, and therefore everything that you do needs to be perfect before anyone else is allowed to see it. It causes procrastination, funnily enough. So yes, you might be really good at doing it, and yes, you might go into great detail when you are doing it, but it causes procrastination because it creates this belief that it's going to be very time intensive for you to start doing this work. And if it's going to be time intensive for you to start doing this work, it means that you don't want to do it yet. You put it off and you put it off and you put it off until the last minute, and then you still have to make it perfect. And then that's a lot of time and effort, and probably a lot more hours in the day than what you would have put in had you started it a lot earlier and not procrastinated it. So it just creates this endless cycle of constantly needing to do work, constantly putting that work off, and then constantly also needing it to be perfect before anyone else is allowed to see it. So those are some of the blueprints that I've seen most often with the clients that I work with. If any of those are you and you're looking to overcome some of those blueprints, the first place that you can start is by getting my free hypnosis recording. If you go to unlimitedconfidence.com.au, you'll be able to pick up my free recording. Just drop in your name and your email address so that I know where to send the recording to, and you'll get that recording. Until next time, guys, I'll speak to you later.